What's up, everyone? It's Ruby here, bringing you guys another video. So, even though it has been confirmed, and I'm going to give you a warning, it has been confirmed that Country Living is a fake leak. It is not happening, at least right now. So, giving you a warning, this is not a thing that is happening right now. Okay? So don't get your hopes up. But I was thinking, since I did a video on what I thought a eco-living expansion pack or eco-lifestyle expansion pack would look like, I thought, well, what if we talk about what a country living expansion pack would look like? What exactly would it be like to be country in The Sims 4? That doesn't even make any sense. That sentence does not make any sense. But I do have ideas. I have ideas. And that is what we're going to talk about. What would we want? And what would it probably be like if it actually happened in The Sims 4? What would we get? What would we see? What would it be like? So let's start with the simple stuff. Kass items, create a sim items, build items. So first, let's start with the Kass items, the create a sim items. For create a sim, for country living, I would imagine different types of overalls and coveralls. I would imagine worker boots, like a variety of worker boots. Like, those rubber boots that you put on and when you go, like, tend the farm stuff. And even if you're gonna go like gardening, sometimes you wear worker boots. Straw hats, I think, would be really fun to have. Different types of straw hats. Some that are like really hillbilly like, and some that are more something else. And then flannel shirts is a must for me. I love my flannel shirts. And I think that flannel shirts, honestly, we could use more of those in The Sims 4. More variety, a variation of flannel shirts. Honestly, more jeans, especially ripped ones. You're working in the farms. You gotta have your jeans. You gotta have your Levi's. I know we have a lot of jeans already, but I would like to see some more variations of jeans. Maybe just denim in general. Riding outfits. So, assuming that we get horses and everything, it would make sense to have riding outfits. Those, those red ones with those black hats. I would definitely want to see those. And then, cowboy and cowgirl boots and other country-styled outfits. That's what I would imagine the cast selection to be like. And also different hairstyles, like braided hair, 100% braided hair, as well as more curly options and just more long hair for the guys, and more beards, bigger beards, like Santa Claus beards. That I would expect to see. As for the world, we have a lot of American-styled places. And country, to me, does seem like it would fit, Midwest United States. But I understand people want to see different countries. We don't want an American simulator. We want a world simulator. So, thinking of countries where country would make sense, I would think Italy with the vineyard vines and everything. I would think China or Korea would actually be really good because they have a lot of farms over there. And I think having a Chinese styled countryside would be interesting, especially having the like the build items to represent that as well. And having those straw hat things. I forget what they're called exactly, but those things that a lot of like the rice farmers will wear. Other places that I could imagine having inspiration for a country pack would be maybe France, Germany, maybe nah, not Germany. I would say France, China, or the Midwest U.S. I think are the best inspirations. Maybe even from something from Africa. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really too familiar with the African geography and culture, but I would imagine they have some sort of variation of country and rural settings. So I think those would really fit well. As for build items, you can do a whole lot of things. You can have silos. You can have barn-styled walls. Have more something that looks more like barn-like. We kind of have some of those in some of the packs, but just have overall just more barn-styled like walls and everything. More wood flooring. Wood flooring, I feel like, is essential for country stuff. I mean, there's a lot of wood flooring in country-styled houses. I don't know. As well as tile. I think tile is important too. I would say more doors as well, especially taller doors. Get those barnyard doors. Give me those barnyard doors. Give me actual like more of those tall doors. I feel like we don't have a lot of tall doors. Then again, I don't have all the expansion packs or game packs, so maybe we got more in those. But as for base game, like a few other packs add a few tall doors, but we really don't have a lot of tall doors. And I think country living, if we did a country styled expansion pack, we could have more tall doors, especially since we're making barns and everything, right? And then stables. I think stables would be essential. Like stables and like different types of stables. You have your horse stables. You have the places where you have your cows and your chickens and well, chickens don't go in stables, but they have coops. We could have chicken coops, even if they aren't like, even if they're like the hamsters and the fish where it's like they automatically generated, you don't really interact with them. It'll still be cool to have like a chicken coop, have like a pigsty, have like a cow thing. I don't know where cows live. In the barn. I mean, they live in the barn. And like have like horse stables. That would be really cool to have, even if they aren't like real objects. I think horses definitely should be real like interactive and everything. But the rest, they can all be like rabbit hole type stuff. For gameplay stuff, I also would like to see tractors. Tractors would be a good thing to add, as well as more pickup trucks, even if you can't use them. I would also say having more traditional type stuff, like styled stuff, like furnitures and items. Just have it more traditional looking. Although I do think you should have some modern stuff thrown in there as well, because you can have a modern country house. It's not too much of a thing right now, but like it is a thing that happens. Like it's not all just traditional, but a lot of it is traditional stuff. So I would like to see that. Gameplay features. There's a lot of gameplay that you could definitely add for a country-styled expansion pack. You could add horses, llamas. I think llamas would be a must-have because it is The Sims and it is their mascot pretty much. So having llamas, and even if it's not actually like llamas like that you can interact with, I think having some way to interact with llamas would be interesting. And then again, you could have chickens, cows, pigs, and maybe even some other like barnyard animals that aren't as American. I can't think of really any at the top of my head. I think there's like turkey farms or something. Even having like salmon farms would be interesting. I don't know if that's really a country thing. Um, um, Also having jobs, more jobs. I think having like a carpenter job, having a farmer job, having a stable hand job, a jockey or a horse trainer or whatever would also be interesting, and having more crops like corn, sugarcane, wheat, yams, potatoes, carrots. Well, I mean, we already have carrots, but having it more where it's like you're growing these are things that you're growing, and you're really making, and you harvest them and then you sell them to your local maybe you can even have a farmer's market. That would be really interesting, having a farmer's market. And then you could also have different lot types. You could have a petting zoo. You could have like I said, a farmer's market. You could have a tavern. You could have a saloon. You could have a farm, just a farm lot type. Maybe the farm lot type will give you like better soil to grow on. I don't know. Maybe there can be different types of soil. Maybe location of your house matters. Maybe if you're right next to like the river, like it'll be better. That sounds a little bit too complicated, but yeah, there's some ideas. I think also having windmills and water mills would be really interesting to have, especially like water mills would be very interesting. Having those grain mills would also be a good thing to have. I'm trying to think of other stuff, but overall, that's sort of the idea of a country expansion pack. Now, technically speaking, and here I'm going to say something that's a little bit probably controversial. Technically speaking, country living could be a game pack. It does not necessarily have to be an expansion pack. Now, I know a lot of people will want it to be an expansion pack because they want it to be brought. And I think the reasons why it will be an expansion pack over a game pack is because of the horses. That's kind of like the only reason why it would be a game pack. Or, I mean, expansion pack. And honestly, I think there's potential that next time, The Sims 5, we will no longer see the distinction between game packs and expansion packs. I think they will be one and the same. Because I feel like a lot of the times you could argue that game packs are expansion packs. And it doesn't really make sense to really separate them into their own categories. I mean, true, game packs are supposed to be smaller expansion packs in a way, but they're not. I mean, they're not really like. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's not really a difference between the two, except one just has a little bit more stuff and it's changing the whole world usually, rather than like one town. So it's curious because I don't really know exactly how country living would affect the entire world other than having like horses. Just a thought to put out there. But anyways, what would you guys want to see in a country styled expansion pack? Like, what do you guys think it would look like in The Sims 4? Comment down your opinions down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys. It's been a blast.